So I think the big question on everyone's mind right now is what are the Russians and the Ethiopians, what are they going to do? They have a lot of power here and they're at peace and some major, enemies of theirs are at war and they're gaining strength, but they're losing units in the process. So if one of these two nations decide to strike, it's going to be very effective. I mean, look at this. Exactly what I predicted. I think 2 or 3 videos ago, I said that Russia, I didn't think Ethiopia was going to be involved in this, but I said Russia is going to have 100,000 troops advantage over either between 50,000 or 100,000 troops more advantage over the second place or, great powers in terms of, I said the Philippines don't count because of the technology and stuff like that. So what do we see? We see Russia here, and you skip over the Philippines, Rome here. Russia has, even that was like at the top of my estimation, 100,000 more troops. I said 50,000 to 100,000. They have 102,000 more. So Russia really does have a big advantage. Look at the Mongolians. They're even further behind. Russia has almost 150,000, more than 150,000 more troops advantage over Mongolia. At any point, Russia could win this campaign. I really think so, if she decides to do so. Catherine could win this campaign by destroying all of Mongolia. That would probably give her enough points to win the series. But I don't know if she's going to do that. Ethiopia is not so lucky. They might have the biggest military in the world. I mean, it's practically tied with Russia, let's be real. But at the end of the day, Ethiopia would really only be able to take over 3 Roman cities in North Africa, and that would be not. It probably wouldn't be enough. It would slow down Rome's progress, and it would, I guess they would lose their route of colonization to Latin America, but still. Anyways, it's just funny that, nearly almost exactly what I predicted a few videos ago is what we're seeing. Russia, and then I didn't plan on Ethiopia being there because I actually plan on Ethiopia being the nation to go to war. But yeah, so like I said, they have a huge advantage over everybody. And like I said, we're not even going to count the Philippines. Philippines don't count. And look at the Persians going back after Delhi. Philippines don't count. They don't really have anything. They just have atomic bombs and, they're ahead in technology, which we're gearing closer and closer to the 80 technology level, which means that the Philippines would no longer be able to use their technology advantage. Did Rome take it over yet? No, they still have not taken it over. I'm wondering if Argos is giving them trouble because they're attacking Argos at the same time. This infantry unit should be taking over Athens. I don't know why they're not. We'll see if next turn they can do it. Now, how's Rome doing against France? They're pushing forward, but actually Portugal might have the big advantage here. I don't know, though. I mean, I'm surprised, but France still has a lot of units, and I'm thinking it's because Paris is probably a production powerhouse. Whoa! Did they just take 3 cities? Yes, they did. They took 3 cities all at the same time. Bam, bam, and bam. Okay, so more than likely Korea will take this back, right? No, these are range units, and they didn't take it back. Wow, they just took 3 cities instantly, which means all that's left is the Korean capital, and then everything Korea has is gone. Oh my goodness. I was not expecting it to be that swift of a change. Which, again, the faster Mongolia does this, the faster they'll be able to get up a military and do their own thing and defend against the decision that Russia is facing right now. We know that Russia feels threatened. We know that Russia feels angry at Mongolia because of the way they've settled these citadels. Or I guess maybe they feel defensive. I don't know if they feel angry. But the faster they can take over this capital, unfortunately, it's no longer in the red. Remember, Mongolia was, just sending bombers at the Korean capital for a very long time. It's going to be difficult, but luckily there's no more units in the Yellow Sea. Well, there's a battleship, and they'll probably destroy that at some point, so they could probably start to send things across from, Eastern Asia to the peninsula of Korea. Sweden and Tibet have declared war. Sweden declaring the weirdest wars. I don't know why. Embargo of India, or Korea, I'm sorry. India is voting for the embargo of Korea. Doesn't matter. I don't think they're going to be alive for much longer. How many units do they have up north? They've got a tank, which is useful. Obviously, the Air Force is, I think, what's really keeping Genghis Khan in a lot of strength right now. Rome has now built the Manhattan Project. We have a handful of nations all going nuclear at the same time. Greece lost its capital, so they were able to take over Athens. Now everyone's going to attack Argos. That'll be probably pretty easy, I'm thinking, with all the infantry units nearby. And there's more infantry units coming. Now, what's the front of France look like? There's a lot of units just sitting back in Salzburg and Antium. I don't know if Rome is allowing Portugal to try something, or if Portugal is just if Rome wants Portugal to take off all the units. Again, like I said, I mean France must have Paris must be. Ooh, they captured Busan back. Yeah, they did. France must have a lot of production in Paris because they've really pulled out a lot of units really quickly. Even after they lost a bunch, they've been pulling them out just out of nowhere really fast. Are there any more settlers? A lot of the world's at war, and I think that might be part of the reason why there hasn't been as much colonization as we initially predicted. In the previous campaign, in the previous like old world campaign that I tried this in, it was on deity. It was on deity level, which I do not like anymore. Because on deity level, the AIs that are beginning to snowball will just continue to snowball. On Emperor, I think that the AIs have to deal with more, they don't have, because on deity, the AI doesn't have to deal with any of the mechanics that, like human players do. They get so many advantages, they don't have to worry about happiness or really anything because they're just given so much. So, like, once one civ starts to snowball, they just snowball and they win the game. It's boring. On Emperor difficulty, you do see civs start to stagnate. Remember, Mongolia could have taken over this game at any point, but I'm sure they were dealing with kind of mechanics under the surface that we weren't looking at, where that's why they didn't want to declare war. So that's why I like to play on Emperor difficulty. But that's why also at the same time we're not going to see as crazy of colonization as we did initially in the first Old World campaign that I did. So yes, because since we are nearing turn 550, not really nearing, but we're about 60 turns away from it, 63 turns away from it. That's kind of an explanation when people start asking that question. Everyone is being embargoed. It's crazy. Okay, let's see what happens with. I don't even know. That probably passed. I didn't even check. I don't really care. So what's gonna? I want to see how fast Rome can take out Argos, because once Rome takes out Argos, they're going to probably send everything else over towards France. I mean, they can become really powerful. We might see two nations. Actually, we could say three nations within this video or the next video all fall. Bam! Here come all the units. So Argos will not survive for much longer. Rome is not pushing forward against their French front, but they might after they take over Greece. Surprised that England hasn't gotten involved, or Sweden even. I don't know why they haven't. What's Mongolia going to do? And Persia's trying to go after Delhi, but they are having some trouble. They need Tibet's help. That's what they really need. They really need Tibet's help. So they're back at attacking Busan, but they lost their tank. They've got another tank coming. Luckily for Mongolia, they are still producing units. Pretty fast, somewhat fast. They have a lot of artillery units. As soon as they clear out these two Korean units, it's not going to take much longer for them to... And then they're going to reinforce entirely at the Korean Peninsula. Korea will be dead. The thing is, though, Korea is probably producing a settler right now. They're probably making a settler. They realize they need to get the heck off the Korean Peninsula and just survive. But it's going to have to, it's going to cause more time. It's going to buy Korea time, but that's not good if you're Mongolia. Because you want to be out of war, saving units, start to rebuild your military. Maria has completed the Pentagon. That's surprising that Maria was able to build the a wonder. I didn't think she's that ahead in technology. I don't think she is. Look, notice how Portugal has moved around towards the eastern part of Lyon to maybe kind of to block off Rome. Very smart strategy if that's what they were doing. Also in the previous video, at the very end, Mali and Portugal peaced out. So we will not be able to see Mali gain any more control over North Africa. Which would have been interesting to see, like, late game, kind of tribes take things back like that. You know what I mean? Tribes take back colonies from the Europeans. So we have the Greeks being declared war by England. We have Japan joining in against Greece. More settlers coming. I think I saw 2 settlers total going for Latin America. I don't know. I thought I saw 1 near Antium. I don't know, though. I can't remember. Where's Argos at? Still hasn't been destroyed. Those submarines have been destroyed, though, which isn't good because all the melee units are being hurt really bad right now. Hey, actually, Persia might be able to sneak in. I didn't realize that. Persia could totally sneak in and take over Argos, which I guess doesn't really matter. All right, let's see what Mongolia is going to do. See, they're retreating. The French and Babylon. The French and the Babylonian wars have began. This city's in the red. Okay, so they could possibly take out Korea in like 1 turn if they have They have a railroad nearby. If they have 2 melee units close by, which they kind of don't, they've got this tank. Actually, they could. Boom. Take over Busan. This tank goes all the way around, takes over the Korean capital. Bam, they're dead. I think we could see that in the next turn. Mongolia take 2 cities, and then just a swift kill. And just like we predicted, I'm getting way too good at this, man. I really think I'm getting too good at these AI-only battles. I just know the AI so well. It's funny, because I'm not that good at all in single player. I guess I don't use that information. I don't really use the information when I'm playing single player, because I've got too much going on in my mind. But when I'm just viewing the AI, I just know exactly what they do. It's crazy. I've gotten better. I'm not exactly what they do, but I'm shocked by some of the shit that I'm able to like be right about. I don't know. It took me like a year though. It definitely. Oh, there we go. That's exactly what you needed. Finally, England. Let's do something. Let's do something. You do have units near Amsterdam, so you'll be able to at least distract most of the French reinforcements trying to defend Paris. Archaeologists are leaving. Continental Europe. French archaeologists are leaving. Maybe to go find a new country or something. I don't know. All right, Rome, did you get it? Did you get it done? You didn't get it done, which means that actually Persia is going to get this job done. Unless Persia gets unlucky. Did Persia go? Does their Persia? Oh, let's see if Mongolia takes over the Korean Peninsula. Let's see what happens. I think that they could if they really wanted to. If they did this right, they could take it over both. But I think it's going to be unlikely. I'd be shocked. I'd be very impressed with the AI if they can do it all within this turn. Nope. They're close, and here come the reinforcements. There's a destroyer nearby, but they're going to have one turn. Actually, more than likely, Mongolia's going to do it next turn. Did they even move this tank that was inside of Beijing? Where did that one go? I thought that I saw a tank inside of Beijing. I don't know if it left or what. And the Korean settler tried to get away, but it's not going to get away in time. Also, notice that Tibet and Japan have almost closed off the gap for Mongolia to get across. Unless, of course, they have open borders, then it's fine. What else is going on here? Anything else? England? Are you going to actually contribute to this war? Slightly? Portugal just does not have the forces, or they don't have the knowledge, or what, to take over the French cities. They've got the numbers. I think they should be able to. They just can't. Maybe they don't have the air force either. Oh wait, so actually, you know what? Rome might take this over, depending on who Greece attacks. Oh yeah, well, no, maybe not, because you're only going to get one melee attack. That's not going to be enough at all. That's not going to be enough, and you don't have any more melee units nearby. You've got a mobile SAM, but Persia's not going to be able to do it. So Argos is going to stay alive for a little bit longer. All right, let's say goodbye to Korea. Man, Korea, I'm sad to see you go, to be honest, because honestly, you gave us a very exciting moment there with the Philippines, with that Filipino war, and it's a terrible thing to see you go. That was a great power that just fell. A lot of units got eliminated from the game at the same time. I'm wondering if we're going to see maybe slightly faster performance here from the campaign, but that's a terrible thing to say while we just lost a massive empire. But wow. Now this is exactly what Mongolia needed. And honestly, I mean, I don't know. Who has the stronger cities now? Who would win? If these two great powers, Russia and Mongolia, went at it, obviously right now, Russia would win. Luckily, Russia doesn't look like they're going to engage in battle. Luckily for the Mongolian sake. So, another 20 turns and Mongolia will probably be back at their maximum military power. More than likely. Mali's now built the Manhattan Project. But they better start building, man. Oh boy, they better start building, because they do not have much time. They need to start going. Luckily, maybe Russia's also being slightly distracted by the weakening of Rome to their west. That could also be happening, because clearly, obviously, Rome is losing units right now. Ooh, Portugal's pieced out with France. Oh man, Portugal. You done goofed. You done goofed. And Rome, once again, cannot take over Argos. Ooh, they're getting close, though. Oh, is that a destroyer? That's a battleship. Well, that's still a start. If they allow this mobile SAM to get in front, then they'll take it over. But I think the AI is pretty good at knowing who to attack. No, it's not. Never mind. I can't believe I said that. I always use that tactic to the AI. I'll put units in front of the AI city. I just always know that they're going to attack the wrong unit. that I plan on attacking melee with it, and then boom, it's always a disaster. Okay, so now Rome is beginning to press forward slightly. They already got the city into the yellow, surprisingly. That was fast. Maybe with Portugal's help. Sweden also has now open borders through English territory. Wow. So I guess Elizabeth now doesn't feel threatened by Sweden anymore. Yeah, Sweden has open borders through English territory. So I'm guessing Sweden is... I don't know if they're going to go to war with somebody, if they had their sights set somewhere. Who knows? Portugal, you're just a massive disappointment. I have to say, it's really hard to not be somewhat frustrated with Portugal. I don't know. I mean, also Rome will get a little... They might get a little bit of help when attacking Paris. They might. What's going on with the Persians and the Indians? It's interesting to see Persia fighting kind of a two-front war. All right. So, Mongolia has a lot of work cut out ahead of them. They've got a lot of things to do right now. What do we see here? Ethiopia plotting against Indonesia. Catherine plotting against the Champa. Mongolia's got to have to just rebuild entirely. Surprised that Austria hasn't gone after someone like Persia. All right, bam. This will get taken over if the Romans can figure out how to place these cities. Nope, they didn't. They still have yet to figure out how to move a melee unit correctly. But the mobile Sam will be able to attack next turn. Do they have any more melee units coming else? Not really. But they could really utilize these guys for... Well, I guess they're doing okay against this French city. Just France is continuing to pump out units. That's what's making it really difficult for them. Continuing to pump out units. Okay, so we're down to only one major conflict in the world. And that is with the Romans. That's entirely considering, surrounding the Romans. Yes, there are two settlers coming. Two more settlers coming. Entirely Latin America. Wow, Rome. So I really think that's... I think it's safe to say that the campaign is down to four great powers. Rome, Ethiopia, Russia, and Mongolia. For a long time, we had like 7. But it's very safe to say. I mean, obviously Mongolia is the weakest one right now. As of right now. But... and also, I don't know if Russia wants to go to war with Mongolia because they want to send their settlers to the New World. They've got 2 settlers for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if they have a 3rd one somewhere out there. Maybe. Yeah, they have 3 settlers. They have 4 settlers, actually, but they can't get open borders. I mean, they would really settle the New World fast. Maybe they should try through Rome. But Rome probably does not like Catherine. Augustus and Catherine probably don't see eye to eye, especially because it looks like Russia's agenda is to colonize. Obviously, that's the same agenda that Augustus has as well. So they probably do not like each other. That's probably a very big deal. All right, let's go to the next turn. It's turn 493. We have been going through this campaign quite fast. Oh my goodness, did you really? Did you really, Rome? Why did you do that? You probably could have taken over Argos, man. Oh, dude. You done goofed. Okay, so Greece is going to stay alive. More than likely for the entire campaign. Maybe it's because they really wanted to focus on France. But still, that's no excuse. Well, whatever. We're going to see what happens. But I'm going to have to stop right there, though, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.